here's what I'll tell you, okay? If you are tired of, or I'll ask you, if you're tired of your internet being slow, okay? Here's what I'll tell you. There's no such thing as just slow internet. It's not like all of a sudden the internet signal just hits hits a thing of wind. It goes through that. It's not that. It's how you trap and receive the signal. Yes, it could be your cable company, it could be a bad line, could be something like that, but more often than not, what it is you're not getting the signal transmitted quickly enough from your modem and router to your computer. And the reason that may be is because you've got an inferior modem or router, all right? So when you get cable, and I'll play teacher here for a sec. When you get cable, and you've all probably gotten cable before, you know they come to your place, they give you the box for the TV, and then they give you a modem and a router, right? And that's what takes the signal from, from outside your home, brings it inside your home, and sends it to the devices in your home. Very simply put, okay? So when you get a cable thing, they don't give you the jacked up, super high-end router, all right? Because they've got millions and millions of customers. And that's not an issue. I understand how they do that. They're like, here's your basic router. You have the ability to go up and buy a super jacked router if you want to, but this is the router we're giving you. And then you look and you see on your bill, well, I'm paying rent on that, right? That's part of my cable bill. So I'm actually paying for that mediocre router. Well, here's what you do. Return the router. Well, get this first. And when you get it, you return the router, save the money on your bill, and get a router that is suited for your property, okay? One that will cover the entire house. Problem with those little routers that are about this big, you've seen them, they don't cover your whole house, which is why if your kid's got a gaming thing going on in the back room, Dad, there's something wrong, I can't get a signal. It's too far away from the modem and the router. It's not receiving the signal. So, what we're offering today is the Netgear AC1600. I can't remember if mine's the 1000, 1200. I can't even remember what I have the lesser version of this that I got a couple years ago, and I'm telling you, it changed everything in our house. We no longer have dead spots, areas where we don't get a signal, and the speeds can increase 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, okay, in your home. And it's so easy to hook up, all right? It'll take you 3 seconds to do it, right? This is the next generation, okay? You plug the internet Ethernet cable into your router, take the other one out. Their app will walk you right through. There's a free app that you get, and you just connect your devices to the network. That is it. And then you're gonna watch and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, is this a new computer? Is something different with our cable? What is all different? You're gonna be getting a better, clearer signal. We don't have a lot of these to go around. This is gonna jack up your speed to 680 megabytes per second, which is huge. You're gonna get faster downloads, high speed streaming, online gaming, all that stuff is gonna be improved for a price of $149. Like I said, if you're paying monthly for your rental on your router and modem, you need to get a real one. This is it right here, easy to hook up. Let me introduce you to my expert who says, actually explains this a lot better than I do. His name's Joe Harrison. Not only, Joe, are we doing $40 off, it's free shipping and handling. This is gonna make a big difference in that, what I call sort of internet Wi-Fi frustration, right?
You're right, it's the lowest price in the country too, Guy. You can't find this. This is, you described it perfectly, but this is an all-in-one cable and modem router, all built right there. This is one device that you need. So to quickly show you what Guy was talking about, out of your wall, you probably have a coax cable that comes out. It goes into one box, which is the modem, which unscrambles the signal. Then that goes into another box that it's called the router, and that's what sends the signal out. Each one of those two devices, you have a rental charge. So for me, each one of those was $8 from my local cable company. I'm paying $16 a month to rent that. This one box, this all-in-one, replaces both of that. And it's so simple. You take that same coax cable that comes out of the back of the wall, and on the back of yours, there's that coax input right there on the bottom. You plug it in, that's it. You just became a cable technician. You just gave yourself the fastest internet that you can have in your home. Your internet speeds have not just gone 2, 3, or 4 times faster. We're now talking up to 29 times faster than the most common router that's out there in America. Those are blazing speeds that you're gonna get. And why is it so important? Think about how many devices you have in your house that connect to the internet. When you start going through the list, it's cell phones, it's tablets, it's computers, it's TVs. Do you have Alexa? Do you have a Google Home? Do you have a Ring doorbell? Do you have a video camera? All this stuff adds up, and the average house has 27 different devices that are connecting to your router. So you have 27 things that are trying to yell at this guy at the same time, giving us high speed. But if you have old routers, if you have an older connection where it can only talk to one device at a time, it's not going to do it really well. This is designed to connect to dozens of devices at the same time with no hourglass, no hesitation. And for me, Guy, that's what it comes down to. I want to have a device that's giving me fast speed. This is 29 times faster. I want to be able to have something that can handle all the devices in my house. This can handle it. But most importantly, when my kids are watching YouTube, when my son is playing Xbox, when my wife and I are trying to watch Netflix, I don't want to get those delays in the internet. I want to have the speed. This is going to deliver the speed, not just for you, but now for the entire house.
I'll tell you, Joe, before we got ours, and like I said, I don't have this latest version, but before we got ours,
Right.
and I got mine through you, I remember me and Danny we were constantly just saying bad words. You know what I mean? We'd be like,
Yeah,
you gotta be
course.
kidding me. I'd be sitting on my computer. And don't forget, I have an older MacBook, you know, so I'm dealing with that issue as well because I don't really want to spend the money on a new one right now. I'm thinking about our today's special, but anyway, Danny's got Xbox, and he's in there. I mean, you know, I don't have to tell you, Joe, right? I'm talking to Noah about the flood here as far as Xbox, right? With our families and our kids. But it's very frustrating. And then, you know, we get that thing where it's like, you know, I'll hear him yelling in the back room, Dad, are you getting a signal? You know, it happened. It was happening all the time. And then I did this one show with Joe, and I actually asked Joe, and he goes, try it. Here's the thing, you have nothing to lose but that slow speed, right? He goes, you got to try it. It's amazing how many people, Joe, don't think about that connection. They don't understand that this is like, this is the key, right?
This is the key. It's really like the heartbeat of the whole house. You have that amazing Today Special today from HP. That requires a faster internet speed. If you are buying a 2022 computer, but you're connecting it to a router that was designed 10 years ago, you're not going to get the most out of that new computer. You're not going to get the most out of that new phone. I know a lot of people get frustrated because you see the bottom right there. That's wireless G. 54 megabytes of speed. Look how tiny that is. 10 years ago, that was great. Look at the top line. You're getting wireless AC. It is leaps and bounds, 29 times faster, up to 29 times faster speeds because you have a newer connection. You have a newer router. You have a newer box. And if you're looking at the bottom of this thing, seeing that coax cable, all it is you just screw it into place, and that's it. You physically have done it. And Netgear is the #1 home networking product company in America right now. They've gone to all the major cable and internet retailers out there. They make sure it's going to work. If you have Xfinity, if you have Spectrum, if you have Cox, no problem. It's going to work for yours. So if you're thinking, can I really get the speeds? Yes, all you do is you plug that in. That's it. There is a simple app that they want you to download. And the reason why they want you to download that is to put a password on here. You don't want your neighbors or somebody else stealing your internet. So that way you're controlling the speeds. But it also has a gauge on there, speed test. Because you're paying a lot of money every single month to get that high-speed internet in your house. It's going to tell you, are you really getting that speed from the cable company? So now you can find out for sure how easy it is to do it. It also has something here called dual band, which is really important. Used to be with routers, and I'll bring up, this is the most common router that's in America right now. It's designed more than 10 years ago. It has a single band or like a single lane. And when you have all these different devices trying to connect, it's like a traffic jam. This one actually has 2 bands. So it has a band going forward and backward. So now multiple devices can connect at the same time and you don't get that spinny hourglass. And, you know, for me, Guy, it really is about, we're on the internet so much nowadays, and it really is how fast is your router. It's not how fast is your TV. It's not how fast is your phone, because everything is determined how fast the router is. And when you have something that's now 29 times faster than the most common router in America, Guy, as soon as you plug this in, everybody is going to have the benefit of high-speed internet.
That's why I tell everybody, Joe, I'm like, this is probably one of the best items to try out for 30 days, right? This is one of the best items. Remember, you have a money-back guarantee, so get it home. The day you get it home, it'll probably take them, what, Joe, 30 seconds to hook it up, right? They got to just disconnect the old router and modem and plug this in. Okay, that's all you have to do. And then over the next 2 to 3 weeks, if you don't find that it has substantially sped up all the things that we're talking about, return it. I mean, We don't want you to have it. Netgear doesn't, they're not successful in #1 because they don't listen to customers, all right? They do. So it's as important for it to work for you, to them, as it is for you. So that's why you try it. That's why I tried it. I was just like, I remember talking to Joan, like, really? That's what it is? You mean, so I'm sitting there screaming out of my window because the internet is slow and it has nothing to do with what's outside the house? And he said, no, Joe was like, no, other than you look insane, you're not really changing the speed by yelling at the cable line or the cable guy that's in his truck outside. That doesn't do anything. It's basically how you receive it. It's how you take the signal from point A and get it to point B. That little, you know, guy along the way, right? Your middleman, if you want to talk to it that way. It's your middleman. And your middleman, as we know, is hugely important in everything. Because without the middleman, these two will never get together, right?
You're right. The internet is so fast. And Guy, this is even designed for what they call gigabit internet, which is, you know, coming down the pipe in certain cities, which is 1,000 megabytes of speed. It's unbelievable speed. So, you know, it doesn't matter where your house is, this is going to work for your home. And because you're buying it from HSN, HSN is an authorized Netgear reseller. There are a lot of other websites out there that are not, so you don't get the benefit of the Netgear support. You get a full warranty with Netgear. You have 90 days to call anytime you want to ask them about the setup. And it's a phone number that you can call because you're an HSN customer, because you bought it here, that you can call and ask them about those setup type questions, because HSN is an authorized retailer. But the other reason why you want to get this is how simple it is. You're going to save a tremendous amount of money. For me, every time I get a device in my house, my company charges a rental. They charge me a rental fee. I have two different boxes here. I have one router, and then I have the modem.